Hello, welcome to another Burgundy with Tweedy video. I'm a little bit in the shade here, aren't I? But I wanted to sit on a bench for a change, and the sunny benches have people sitting on them, unsurprisingly. It's a good hour and a half almost until sunset, but it's now only about a month until the longest day, so sunset's not until 9 p.m. That means there's the possibility of having dinner at home. What a luxury. And then coming out for a glass of wine on the heath, which is what I'm doing. So this is the final bottle from that case of 6 I bought from Costco. That very lavish, sophisticated wine merchant, and it's the same producer once again, Confuron, Gindre. And this is the one I thought really, of all of them, I really ought to give it a go at aging, but that hasn't happened. It's had 3 weeks or something since I bought it. It's the Vosne Romanée, and it's a 2022 vintage, so it is going to be a bit young. I'm sure this is probably intended to be aged a bit more than this, but the Louis Saint-Georges of the same vintage, same producer, was surprisingly good, I thought. So perhaps it's a forward year. I'm still learning the ropes when it comes to 2022, what it's like as a vintage. Of course, Vosne Romanée is not far from Louis Saint-Georges, is it? They're both sort of down towards the bottom end, or at least below the halfway point within the Côte de Nuit. Wouldn't be unrealistic to expect a vaguely similar climate between the two. Okay. Met with some resistance initially, but that's come out just fine. What do we have there then, colour wise? Somewhere in the middle, towards ever so slightly the darker side, I suppose. As always, very variable lighting. I'm in the shade. I would say the first nose before any swirling there. Berry fruits. Reasonably sort of intense berry fruits, but strawberry. I think I'm getting there over and above anything else. Not an unpleasant expression of strawberry, but something like that, some sort of red berry fruit. See if a bit of agitation helps that develop. Oh, I think I got a brief flash of something floral there after that bit of a swirl. That was quite nice. Might even be veering towards violet, perhaps. If strawberries and violet are what's on offer, then I'll take it. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that is quite a floral nose, actually. The berry fruit there is quite intense and has a lovely garnish of flowers. All right, it's not a bad start. It is, looking at the colour again there, it's starting to look a bit darker than I first said. There's some sort of insect latching onto that. Wow, like the Louis Saint-Georges, that is in surprisingly good condition for something less than 3 years off the vine. Really quite voluptuous fruit. I'm trying to think of a word that doesn't sound so weird. Luscious fruit on the palate I was met with there straight away. Decent amount of acidity, but a really kind of luxurious burst of, I think, probably more berry fruit. There might be a bit more to it. There's probably a little bit of stone fruit in there, a little bit of cherry. And quite silky. Quite juicy, I would say. Silky strawberry juice. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Voluptuous, silky strawberry juice. What an odd string of words. Something really quite opulent tasting about that. Not really getting much of a sense of tannins at all. I don't know, perhaps is there a little, tiniest little hot, sort of peppery edge towards the end, maybe. Strawberries with a very faint grind of black pepper. Maybe it's even white pepper. Yeah, perhaps there is a little peppery aftertaste. I don't mind that. And pretty good concentration there. Really nicely concentrated juice, I would say. Luscious, opulent. That is really pretty good. Wow. 2022, obviously a very different case from 2021. I don't think either of those 2021s from Confuron, Gindre, the Vosne Romanée or the Louis Saint-Georges were as good as the two 2022s. And definitely there on the nose, a hint of something really pleasantly floral. I think it's violet. I don't think it has the character of rose. I'm trying to think of a better adjective. It's sort of delicate and pretty in a way violet tends to be as a floral character rather than rose. Wow, that's a real success, that. I'll put the price on screen, but off the top of my head, I think this was just shy of £50, which I think is a bargain for Vosne Romanée. It's the single most expensive village in Burgundy, as I keep saying. Anything under 70 quid, I think, is a pretty good deal for Vosne Romanée. Particularly, that actually seems to be in really good condition. And I've been pretty impressed with what I've tried so far from 2022. Seems to have leapfrogged 2021 in terms of readiness. Such a young wine and drinking really quite beautifully already, so that's very encouraging. I felt like there was a bit of a bump to get over as we turned into this decade. 2020's not great, 2021's perhaps just not ready. 2022 I think is actually shaping up to be pretty nice from these small handful of examples I've had so far. Finally an even numbered vintage delivering something from Burgundy. After that spate of only really the odd ones doing a decent job of it. I think that's probably enough babble now, isn't it? It's good. I'm enjoying it. Cheers.